Hello everybody and welcome back to Lividius Gaming. This is episode 7 and in today's episode we are going to be converting this big, rather bland, dreary room into a farm. As you can see, I carved the room out off camera. We're going to have to get rid of all this obsidian. We're going to have to completely clear the floor out where we can. So there's going to be a huge amount to do in today's episode, but by the end of it, hopefully we will have a farm rather than just a awful looking room. I've got pretty much most of the things we're going to need in this chest. But what I'm thinking we're going to do for today's episode, at least until we get the room in a decent condition, we simply time-lapse this part. Because clearing out all of this obsidian is just not going to be fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear out the obsidian, then we'll time-lapse the rest. So I shall be right back, guys. Alright, so that's the obsidian gone. We got over 64 pieces of obsidian, so that was quite a painful task, I must admit. But at least we had the efficiency 4 pick. So without further ado, let's get started with the time-lapse. And we're done with the walls here. That was the hardest part, surprisingly. Probably the longest anyway. So all we've got to do now, basically, is finish up this roof here, which ironically I'm now out of smooth stone for. So I'm going to have to go get some more of that. And finish up the floor. So why don't we finish... Well, at least start. Let's start the floor. I didn't bring the slabs down with me, unfortunately, so we're going to have to make do amend and use these wooden planks here, and that should be enough, I imagine. And we are going to surround the outside layer with these wooden planks, well, these wooden slabs. Wow, surprisingly, that's not going to be enough. I would have expected that would have probably covered it, but... I'm never a good size teller on these builds, that's for sure. But at least things are coming along a bit better now. I don't have any wood left, though I do have a bit more here. So I'm just going to have to go up and go to the chest, essentially, and collect some more. So I also need to figure out how I want to do this properly, but we could look at that. And decide on how we want to do that when we've been up to the chest up here. So there's no real news and events going on at the moment. So this is going to be one of those episodes where we are just kind of focusing on a project. I've got nothing to say personally. There's a plank there. Nothing in that one. It's a lot of sugarcane. Nothing in there really. Nope. I have wood saved somewhere. I know it's somewhere. Whoops. So let's eat an apple. Is it in this chest? Nope. I have a good feeling I know where it is. It's from where the rail line was in the last project that we did. So let's go and examine our contents here. Got a lot of fences, that's for sure. I'm just going to bring all the wood I own. And we'll bring that back with us instead. So I've actually patched up that hole down there, haven't I now? Or can I actually get through still? No, I can't get through. I'm going to have to fill that hole in then, down that row off camera, just to make sure that we don't end up with any disturbances. I know I have a slime problem where slimes keep spawning in all these random areas, which can be at the very least annoying, so we'll have to do something about that. Let's grab ourselves another apple here and let's make up some more slabs. I think 30 slabs should cover us. Actually, I don't know if it will or not, to be honest. Oh yeah, it will. Okay. So that's fine. Plus we need to fill in this little gap right here. And we're going to put that in there, I think, as well. So this section, we can also put slabs in there. Let me put these across. I'm going to have a few spare, but never mind. So this area is going to be basically filled with all the plants and stuff, and everything we're going to be growing. So it's not going to matter a great deal what the floor looks like, but it is going to matter what the ceiling looks like. But what I'll do is I will patch that up off camera because it's not vital to what we're doing right now. So what we need to really think about now is how we want to lay things out here. So I'm thinking carrots and potatoes, being as I have steak, are not that important. Well, carrots are, but I have a lot of carrots. So, did I bring any dirt down with me? I only brought a little bit, so I'm going to have to go and get some more dirt. But why don't we make that here potatoes, this here carrots, so another 2 would leave us here, giving us room for a walkway, which will be great. I'm going to put stairs around the edge here, by the way, and then planks in the middle. If you're unsure on my design strategy, and I think that will work out well, because we have still got a lot to do yet. We've got to try and get in cocoa beans, cacti, pretty much everything basically. Yeah, here's my dirt. Grab some of that. I'm glad I found that redstone as well, because we're going to need a lot of redstone in one of the upcoming projects, which is going to be a blaze farm down in the nether. So we're going to need that, which is handy for us that we found as much as possible. There we go. So let's finish up this design section here. So we've got carrots and potatoes covered. Again, similar really with cocoa beans. They can be planted on anything. So why don't we just have sort of like one here, is what I'm thinking. And they will face inwards. I don't know. Why don't we... I'll think about cocoa beans. Melons and pumpkins I would like at the end. So they require 2 spots to grow. So here's going to be where the stair is. Then, so that's going to be where the melon and the pumpkin is. That's where the stem's going to be. So this is going to have to be the centre for right now. And then we can put where the stems are going to be. And then we have that. My aim is to use pistons to create a semi-automatic farm with these guys. But for that I'm actually going to need to put 2 rows of pistons either side. So the other side's going to have to be here, isn't it? So that's going to be where the piston goes, and we're going to actually need 3. Conveniently leaving us with a nice 1-block walkway. I hope all of this happens to fit, because I didn't really anticipate much on size. So this is where that's all going to go. So this is where the wiring's going to go. The pistons are going to sit either side here and here. And I think actually what we'll have to do is we'll have to plant them here, so that they flop this way, and so that the pistons push them outwards. I'll figure out the redstone basics of it later. The important thing right now is at least getting the design working. So we've already said that we've got melons and pumpkins sorted, carrots and potatoes sorted. We've sort of got cocoa beans sorted. What else have we got? We've got cacti, and I think that's it. I have a sugarcane farm on the surface, so I don't need to worry about sugarcane that much. So I think that is it. We just need to find a place for cactus. What I might do with the cocoa beans at least is make them sort of like spaced out like that, and then I can put some cacti here. Why not? Cacti is going to be sand eventually, and it's not that important. We can just put cacti here, here, and here. So it's not really that important how we do the cacti greatly. Or I could indeed put it in a square, or I might make... Cacti doesn't actually have to be that big. I don't use them that much. So we'll just leave it at that for now. I can either put one in the middle and then one either side, or vice versa. So with that in mind, let's get to putting the wooden planks in. And make sure that torches are on the top of everything that we do. We're also going to have to... Oh, we're going to have to find a place for water to go, aren't we? For all these crops. I don't think water hydrates from underneath, does it? Let me think. Well, I'll worry about water later, right now at least. I don't think water is able to hydrate blocks underneath. Or maybe it is, I don't know. I've never tried it. Let me see. Why don't we just grab ourselves a bucket of water. Plop that there. And put the hoe the top while we work on the rest. See if that works. And let's finish up the sort of wood design we've got going on here. That didn't seem to work. Try it again. So remember, the water's directly underneath this block here. I don't think that's going to hydrate it, personally. I can always make walkways, but that means the walkways are going to have to be raised, aren't they? So that could be a bit of an issue. I'm going to lay a cobble down here. Put cobble in here, because that's where the wiring's going to go. We can layer the wiring on top. We only really need 2 wooden buttons for this. I need to worry about stone buttons. There we are. I think that reaches all the way to the end. Yeah, it does. So that's them sorted. It seems to be lasting, but it's not hydrated itself. So that's what worries me. So I'll have to have a think about that one. So we need to put stairs around all of this. And what I'll do is I'll figure out some more of the finer details of this stuff off camera, I think. So I will be right back when I've solved this crisis that we're having here. So be right back, guys. Alright guys, I'm back, and I solved the water problem with lily pads. So yeah, I went over to a nearby swamp and collected up a load of lily pads, and this seems to pretty much solve the water problem, thankfully. So I even also stopped by the nether, and I picked up some soul sand from the fortress that we looked at in the last episode, and I've also rigged up the redstone properly for this. So we now have all the pistons sorted. I made all those up. So all we've got left to do now, at least, is pop the lighting in, which are pretty much already all rigged up. I've just got to put the lamps in, and we've got to put our actual crops in. So let's see how this looks. I went with lamps because I thought they might look the best. I can begin to take down some of these torches, but I don't know how dark this is actually going to make this. It's going to make it pretty dark back here, so I might put some separate lights back here at some point later. Oops. That'll do for now. So what I'll do is I'll add those in off camera. It's a minor detail, really. So we can now seed up the farm at least. Got the nether wart in. So I'll do potatoes over here. Apparently eating something. I wasn't aware of that, but there we go. So pop the carrots in. We'll get the one little sad little cocoa bean that I got out of a dungeon growing. And lastly we need pumpkins, which we will grow this side, and melons. Actually, we've already done melons, so these are pumpkins. There we go. So that pretty much covers the farm. In terms of other things, I don't see much else being needed. Sugarcane is on the surface. I might build a little storage room back here, just a very small one for all the crop-based stuff that we collect. The nether wart is going to be going over to something that we're going to be building in a couple of episodes' time, which is going to be the brewing room. And we will do stuff with that over there. So at the moment, we're in pretty good shape as far as the farm goes. I'm pretty happy with it. I like how it connects between the two areas. So we have the Fretonia farm, ignore the moose. So that's just a reference to the cows being nearby, and they're confined in a very, very small pen. This is the kind of the nicer part of the farm, I guess you could say. But yeah, that pretty much covers it. So between this and the next episode, I'm going to get all of this filled in with grass and stuff. And I might work on that little storage room and stuff, but that's about it really. I'm not sure what we're going to do in the next episode. We might prepare some gear and go out and get some resources for what we need for the blaze farm, is what I'm thinking next episode. Then the episode after that we'll begin work on the blaze farm. Because mine is 2 blaze spawners next to each other. We're going to be doing a dual blaze farm, so that's going to take a lot of work to get right. So I'm going to make sure I brought all the adequate resources with me. So we will probably spend an episode or so preparing that. I've already got so much of it already. It's just going to wipe out a lot of my redstone supply, I think, and the blocks that I intend to use. But everything seems to be going pretty well right now, at least, anyway. Also, if I build a storage room, I might get some furnaces in here as well. Just plain furnaces, just to cook up stuff like potatoes and that, really. So I don't have to make a massive trek all the way up to the furnace room. I might actually move this, and we might just have this coming in a straight wall, going to somewhere, and then this going off. I think there is a corridor up there. We might split it off. I'm not sure. But we'll see how things go. It's not high on my priority list right now. But before we go, there is one thing that I want to do, and that is enchant something. So as you can see, it's level 30, and I can't leave you guys without an enchant. So let's head up to the furnace room, where I will grab myself, I think we'll do a diamond sword today. Make a change. Don't do swords on camera that often. Nom on a carrot. Or I could even actually build a road down to the farm here, maybe. That would possibly be a viability as well. So let's head in here. Diamonds. We need 2 of those. And we need a stick, which we handily have. And we can head over to the... I don't have my workbench, do I now? Right there, so we're going to have to head over to the grinder enchantment station. And we'll see what we get. I just hope it's not Bane of Arthropods, like the current diamond sword that I have, which can be an annoyance. Oh yeah, look at that, diamond sword. Let's see what we get. It's going to be great for wither skeletons in the nether, but fire aspect, they don't take fire damage. But the smite's going to be very useful for the nether, I guess. I wish I had some knockback. I might name it and add some knockback to it, then that would be a pretty useful weapon. It's not bad. It's better than the Bane sword that I have up here. It's better than that. That's got knockback on it. That's got smite on it. I don't think you can combine those two either, but never mind. I do have some sharpness 3 books. I have lots of sharpness 3 books, but I really should combine a sword with one of those. But anyway, that pretty much covers it for today. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.